doctors such as myself have gotten smarter about looking and thinking about this diagnosis early. So the question about whether this is resulting in so many more children because of vaccines is really a red herring. It's a misinformation kind of ball because, yes, there are technically more children, but they're appropriately diagnosed. We were underdiagnosing them even 5 to 10 years ago, and now we're identifying them, which is what we should be doing so we can get them into treatments and services.
All right, Dr. Kavita Patel, thank you so much. Very helpful information, and stay with us because we are going to come back to you on our next story. We appreciate it.
And now to today's Daily Health. A class action lawsuit has been filed against Apple over some of its Apple Watch wristbands. That suit alleges that some of the wristbands contain potentially harmful levels of forever chemicals, also known as PFAS.
It stems from a study conducted by the University of Notre Dame, which found the presence of forever chemicals in 15 of the 22 smartwatch bands it tested from several different brands. So joining us to break all of this down is NBC News legal analyst Angela Cinnadella, and Dr. Kavita Patel stays with us on this. Thank you both for being here. Angela, let's start with you at the desk. What exactly does this lawsuit allege?
Okay, so this lawsuit is really about consumer protection laws and not necessarily about the harm that could potentially be given to consumers, but about false advertising. So it alleges that the Apple Watches are marketed as the ultimate device for a healthy life. But if these bands actually contain PFAS, which allegedly really cause harm to your body, then that doesn't make sense. So the lawsuit is all about misleading consumers, potentially.
So, Dr. Patel, let's bring you in on those chemicals specifically. What are so-called forever chemicals? And talk to us about the dangers here. Are they also potentially found in other products?
Yeah, they are. So these forever chemicals, PFAS, are synthetic compounds. They're used really for their resistance to water, heat, and oil. And they're called forever chemicals because they don't break down easily in the environment or even in the human body. And that leads to long-term exposure risk. You can get disruptions in thyroid, slow development in children, decreased immune function, potentially an increased cancer risk, a number of other things that we do not want. The products that have PFAS are wide and spread, and I bet you, well, all of us, including myself, use them often, not just in Apple Watches. They're in clothing, rugs. They're in the non-stick kind of Teflon-coated pans. You've probably seen this on social media where people are telling you to throw them away. That's for a good reason. Even in food packaging, some of the containers, some of the things that contain our food. So they're called forever chemicals because they were really convenient to use and keep things contained forever, but they're also bringing up a number of health risks.
Angela, Apple responded to this class action lawsuit with a statement that said, in part, the watches are safe to wear and they work with independent labs to test products. What are the plaintiffs seeking here?
So the plaintiffs would be seeking damages here for false advertising. So anytime a company tells you something about a product, it turns out that that product, that marketing might not be true, but it's that marketing that made you spend your hard-earned dollars on that product, then there's a potential you could actually get your money back because you maybe wouldn't have made that decision, wouldn't have parted with your money had the advertising matched what is actually in that product here. So it all comes down to whether or not there really is PFAS and whether or not a judge in a court decides that that PFAS is not healthy and it contradicts a healthy lifestyle.
So, Dr. Patel, if someone at home believes they've been exposed to forever chemicals, either from an Apple Watch band or something else, what can they do? Is there a test?
There's not a specific test for this. There are some specialized tests that are not like easy to order just by walking into urgent care or to your doctor, but I still think it's worth bringing up. The other thing I want consumers to do is bring some of those products in or take a picture of some of the products that they're worried about specifically, because sometimes on the labels you can actually see the PFAS, PFAS, the F part of that plural, A, alkyl. You can see some of those chemicals on the ingredients, and that can help tell if you might be exposed to this.
All right, Angela Cinnadella and Dr. Kavita Patel, thank you so much.